When you're stepping around boulders, you always want to take a moment to make sure you're not stepping into a coiled up snake. I never was paranoid about snakes, not until you rack up a couple of snake experiences do you begin to get worried about them. I filmed the snake right on this next rock up here. It's hanging out right in here, right on that rock over there. It's a little too cold for them to be there, not until later. You make enough noise, that's another good reason to use a stick when you're hiking. Your stick can go ahead of you and let the snakes know you're coming. There's one guy who in recent months was walking along the river shore, and he was jumping sort of like I am between rocks, and he went a little too far, lost his balance, ended up between a couple of other rocks, and then unfortunately a snake nipped at him. Basically it was an unplanned slip, which resulted ultimately in him ending up where a snake was, which he otherwise would have avoided, but he slipped into the area where the snake was. So therefore, snake gave him a snap. So that's basically your lesson. Be skilled enough in your hiking so that you don't slip and don't fall in the rocks and don't then fall into a crevice where there's a nice little snake family hanging out and you're a uninvited, unexpected guest, and you suddenly will get a little snake snap. They'll give you a little shot. All right, we're at the Cucumber Rapids boulder field, which is a spectacular boulder field. I've done many videos of this boulder field. It's really beautiful. The older I get, the more cautious I get. But if as a kid you wanted to hike all over these kind of boulders, yeah, I'm kind of living out my boyhood dreams here, hopping all over these great boulders. Tons of great fossils right in here. It's a deteriorated fossil rock. All right, Cucumber Rapids, pinch point. Later today, we're gonna go hike over there and then have Mike photograph us from the other side. There's a way to hike down up there. We'll go back, get in our car, drive all the way around to the other parking lot, hike on the Ferncliff Peninsula Trail up there, drop down to that point over there where that little tree is, then hike along the shore here, hang out here as Mike takes photographs of the boaters and rafters. All right, so it is 2022 Ohiopyle State Park, Youghiogheny River here. Back up that way, we just came from Cucumber Falls parking lot. And we came to the Cucumber Rapids boulder field, which is a mediocre hike. Just be careful. And you can get over here pretty safely. There's a number of ways to get here, safer than the way I came even. So it's kind of not a very difficult hike to get over here. What is it? 17 September 2022. Cucumber Rapids boulder field. These debris piles you see, like the one straight ahead, when the river was at higher stage, it dropped that there. Probably 5 or 6 or 7 feet, it puts debris in here. When the river gets up to 10 feet, everywhere we're standing is underwater. You can see by the rocks here that water covered this and left the little mud skim coating on the top. If enough humans come hiking through here and your voice or whatever reverberates, or your stick, it kind of lets the snakes know some big thing's out there. It's not necessarily a safe time for the snakes to come out. There's a couple snake families that live over here. There's Mike. He hasn't seen me yet, I guess. He's the Ohiopyle photographer, and he's probably getting set to go here. He takes all kinds of nature photos here. He takes photos of all the wildlife that lives here. If anybody is like a researcher, should come interview Mike here. Mike knows all about the wildlife and everything here. The state park here has given Mike the tool to safely capture snakes and move them up into the forest again, so that if you come here, hike like I do, Mike is off and on taking care of a lot of the snakes so that you can hike down here safely. That debris pile is where I've seen snakes and filmed them a couple